Hi, welcome to Gluten-Free Meal Prep and Planning. This week, I have planned for myself a protein shake with almond milk and chia seeds for breakfast. And then morning snack is going to be cucumber with balsamic vinegar and olive oil. Lunch for my husband and I both is going to be slow cooker chicken burrito bowls. I do brown rice, he does white rice. The recipe calls for it to be cooked all in the crock pot together. I find that the rice gets really mushy when you do that and it doesn't hold up for the whole week. So I tend to cook those things separately and just slightly undercook it. So then when you mix it all together, throw it in the fridge, it holds up much better throughout the week to be able to heat it up in the microwave. Afternoon snack is going to just be some celery and sweet peppers. You've got to get those veggies in, and they hold you over throughout the day. Dinner is going to be a no-bean chili with half a baked potato. I do chili both ways, but for the meal plan that I'm working on right now, no beans for that since I'm having it for lunch. Kind of just mix it up. And the baked potatoes are super easy. All you do is wash them, stab them with a fork, put them on a paper towel and plate in the microwave. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Flip them, another 6 minutes and 30 seconds. But only if you're doing like 3 to 4 potatoes and depending on their size. If you're doing one baked potato, it's usually like 3 minutes. Flip it and maybe a 2.5. But those hold up well in the refrigerator throughout the week. And then to heat them up, I just cut them open, mash them down a little bit, put a little ghee on it, throw it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, and they are good to go. But this week I will be loading my chili on top of my potato for a nice filling dinner. And then for bedtime snack is going to be dark cherries and some protein powder. You can mix the protein powder up with a little bit of almond milk to make a slurry. And when you put it on top of those frozen dark red cherries, it kind of creates a shell. So it tastes like an amazing dessert, sultry snack, but it's really good for you. And cherries have natural melatonin in them too. So they'll help you wind down for the night and help you get tired and sleepy for bedtime and ensure a good night's rest. Okay, first up, we're going to make the slow cooker chicken burrito bowls. Get everything in the crock pot, let that stuff cook while we start prepping the rest of the stuff. Okay, I got everything prepped and prepared to go into the crock pot. This is for 2 adults for lunches for the full work week of 5 days. We got 2 pounds of raw chicken breast measured out, and that's just going to go right in. And once it's done, we'll shred it once it's done cooking. Then you have 6 cups of chopped tomatoes, 2 cups of cooked black beans. I just use canned black beans. 2 cups of chopped onion, which is about a large onion or 1.5 medium. Then 1 cup of low sodium chicken broth and a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, 6 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of sea salt, and at the end we'll add in shredded cheese if you want to do shredded cheese. So we will add all this in. And we will put it on low for 4 to 6 hours. I'll probably check it at the 5-hour mark to see how easily the chicken shreds. As long as that's done, that's all I care about. Like I said, the recipe calls for you to put the rice in with it, but I don't like doing that because I feel like it overcooks by the time it absorbs all of the liquid. So I just do it like this, and then Again, cook the rice separately, undercook it a little bit, and it'll soak it up as it sits in the fridge throughout the week. And then when we take it to work, we just pop it in the microwave for about 2.5 minutes, and it's usually pretty good to go. So we'll get this going, and I will show you the end result and how we disperse it into our Pyrex containers for the week. We are going to make the no bean chili. That is going to be for dinners this week for 2 adults, and we are going to have it served with half of a baked potato. So for the no bean chili, we're going to start with 4 tablespoons of ghee, or sorry, 2 tablespoons of ghee. Then we are going to heat that up in the pot over medium-high heat. So we're going to use, now that the ghee's heated up, we're going to use 2 pounds of ground beef. And we're going to brown that all up. I'm using 96% ground beef because the holidays and all, you know. So we're going to let that brown. Now that that's browned, we're going to add a 1.5 cups of chopped onion and 6 cloves of garlic. And let that cook for just a couple minutes. Now that the onions are translucent, we are going to add in our spices, which is going to be 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Put that in, incorporate it all in. And then we are going to add in 4 cups of all natural tomato puree. And 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. Now that that is all in there, we will stir it up and gently boil, stirring occasionally for 10 minutes until it's slightly reduced and thickened. And then we'll separate it into our containers. Actually, no, we won't separate it into our containers. This is our dinner. So I will just measure it out each night for dinner. And I have to cook the potatoes. So while the chili is cooking, I wash the potatoes, poke them with a fork, plate with paper towel, and I'm going to throw them into the microwave for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Flip them and do another 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And then let them cool at room temperature, and then I will throw them in the fridge. With how little time it does take to make them, probably saying, why do you do it? Because I honestly don't have time during the week. I need to be able to throw my food in the microwave and heat it up and go, because we have multiple kids' activities throughout the week, work, and just keeping up with the house, homework, all the things. So I need quick and easy to stay on track and maintain the weight loss that I have accomplished. I kind of strayed away from that starting at the beginning of the summer and put 15 more pounds on, and I'm not having it. So this is why I do the prep and everything. Is those busy weeknights, we don't have time to like full on cook a balanced, healthy meal. Chili is done, so now it's time to package up into the Pyrex, throw them in the fridge, and then we'll just serve it out every night for dinner this week. Potatoes are fork tender, just like under fork tender. And now I will let them rest at room temperature until they cool off. If you put them in the refrigerator too quick, they kind of shrivel up. So let them cool on the counter while you do your other things, and you will be ready to go. Everything's all packaged up, and I'm starting on my snacks. My snacks together for the week, we are going to do cucumbers, and then we do sweet peppers and celery. For the cucumbers, I will mix together some olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and keynote, keep that out of the refrigerator. I don't mix them up because the olive oil tends to get all ooey gooey and thicken up, and then like you don't want to eat that. So I keep it in a separate container and drizzle it on right before I'm going to eat it. So usually you do about equal parts of the vinegar and the olive oil. I just honestly eyeball it because why not? And it's nice to do it in a mason jar, so if you don't use it all, you can save it. It's not going to go bad. And then I'm going to add in like a pinch of salt, a pinch of garlic powder, and it kind of all brings it together. So we're just going to put a little garlic powder in, a little salt, and for good measure, a pinch of sugar. Mix it up. And then what I do is I have these little containers and I put it in there. And then in the morning, when I grab all my stuff for work, I will stick this inside of my Pyrex of cucumbers, just in case it leaks. At least it leaks on that. And I just keep it in my lunch bag with an ice pack. And that doesn't make it cold enough for the olive oil to get all clumpy and thick. And my vegetables, each serving I do is 1 cup. And I aim for 4 cups of vegetables a day. And I carefully select the vegetables because some vegetables break down into carbohydrates. So like if you're doing baby carrots, you're only going to want to do 10 baby carrots for a serving. Just something that I do to try to keep my meals and daily intake well balanced. So those are going to be my snacks for the week. And my bedtime snack is going to be a serving of dark red cherries with protein powder. You can mix it with a little slurry, into a little slurry with some almond milk. And when that hits the frozen cherries, it hardens up as like a shell on them. And it makes it feel like a sinful treat. But really, it is holding protein and one of your servings of fruit for a day, as well as the natural magnesium that dark red cherries hold. This week we are going easy on breakfast. All right. We're going to do the Vegan Power Pro by First Form. It's a protein powder. Chocolate frost is absolutely delicious. It's gluten-free. And to have it hold us over a little longer, I have some chia seeds. So I'm going to let those soak overnight. And then I'm going to add that to my protein powder and almond milk in the morning. Super easy, quick to grab in the morning. And we're good to go. I will do some breakfast recipes in the future, but this week I'm easing back into a very carefully calculated meal plan. Drop those pesky 15 pounds I've gained over this past year of 2025. Back in 2024, I had lost over 50 pounds. And then I got a little lax 2025 over the summer. And then through the holidays. So, you know, life happens, but we're going to pick right back up and do the things necessary to maintain a healthy weight. Healthy weight, happy body. I have a lot of people I have to pour into, so I need myself top notch. So that is our easy breakfast for the week. Yeah, that's all I got for you. The burrito bowls are all done. So now we're going to disperse them into the Pyrex with the rice that I cooked. And there's the finished product. Lunches made for the week.